So, Tracey, what are you going to do first?
I'm going to make the pastry for the summer fruit tart.
Okay.
It's just a standard sweet pastry case using plain flour and margarine, which we're just going to rub together to fine breadcrumbs. If you're doing large portions of this, you'll probably do it in your Robot mixer. You find it quite easy. When it gets to breadcrumbs, it also changes colour, so it'll go quite a beigey colour. And you know, it's a... Just shake it. And that's it. Need to add some sugar.
Normal white sugar.
It's just normal white caster sugar. Then we're just going to add a little bit of egg. Just to bring it together.
What consistency are you looking for?
It's quite a soft dough. And then you just need to chill it for about 10 minutes, and it just helps to firm it up a little bit, ready for rolling. Sweet pastry can handle a little bit more than ordinary pastry, but you don't want to handle it too much because it won't taste as nice. The more handling with pastry, the tougher it'll be. So you just flour your surface because it is quite a wet dough, so you don't want it sticking to the surface. I'm not going to use all this pastry, but you want to try and get the dough as thin as you possibly can. Just check that it's going to fit the case size. And then just gently ease it down into the case. Now we just want it to look pretty, so we'll just take the edges off. That's your first pastry case. And we're going to bake it blind. So we're just going to put some baking parchment in, and whatever you have to hand, really, some beans or some rice.
Just to weigh it down? Just to
weigh the paper down. Otherwise your pastry will start lifting at the bottom. Try and get the shape right at the start, because then you've not got to work too hard at trying to roll it out in one direction, or you just go round and round. Now, these are non-stick tins, which is why I'm not greasing them in any way. That's it, and that's number 2.
What's the temperature of the oven?
This is 175 degrees.
You're putting them in the middle?
The middle, really, yeah.
How long do they take to bake?
You want it until it's lightly browned. Probably take about 15 minutes. Just need to keep an eye on it. Next thing we're going to do is make the apple puree that goes into the bottom, the base of the sweet pastry tarts. And we just use a ordinary dessert apple. Try and get the best, or the sweetest one that you can find. And the variety I'm using at the moment is Royal Gala. And better off peeling it with a peeler rather than a knife, because quite a lot of the sweetness is at the is near the skin. So if you do it with a knife, you're taking off quite a bit of the apple, which is not only a waste, you're losing some of the flavour as well. Now, because this has got into a puree, I'm taking out all of the core in the tiny bits, because they can be a bit nasty if you eat that. This doesn't need to be perfectly sized pieces or anything, because it's going to be pureed again. Right, so all I'm doing with that now is putting that straight into the microwave. And we're going to cook it in the microwave. You can cook it in a saucepan on the top. Because it's a small amount, I'm just going to microwave it until it's cooked. And they started cooking now, so I'm just going to take the foil off just to then allow the base of them to cook. So we'll just leave that for another couple of minutes. So that's cooked now, so all you need to do now is just puree that. Now, all I'm going to do now is just flip this down into a puree. Now we're just going to put that into the fridge to chill because that will form the base of the pastry case. We're just going to make the cranberry glaze now, and the cranberry glaze is just cranberry juice and arrowroot to thicken. Now there's no extra sweetener or anything like that in here, we're just getting the sweetness from the cranberry juice.
How much arrowroot are you using?
It's a teaspoon, really, but it's just enough to thicken it. You'll know as you put it on the stove and you're thickening it. If it's too thick, add some more cranberry juice. There we go, look, it's losing that colour now, and it's started to thicken. And there's your glaze. Now you would just leave that to cool down now before you put it on top of your fruits. Go. Right, I'm just going to prepare the summer fruit tart now. So you've got your nice cooled apple puree, which you put into the base of your tart case, which is cooled as well. And just smooth it out onto the bottom. And then you're going to fill your tarts with a variety of summer fruits that are in season at the time. And then all you're going to do is pile it onto the tart case. Doesn't matter how you do this really, just as long as it looks nice and looks appetising. And then you just spoon a little of your cranberry glaze over the top of the tart, just to give it a little shine and extra sweetness. Decorate the top with our strawberry, and we're going to serve this strawberry tart with some 0% fat Greek yogurt. It's healthy and it's an alternative to cream. And we're just going to do a nice little quenelle. Just a little of the cranberry glaze the top to give it a little bit of colour. And there we have summer fruit tarts with Greek yoghurt.